We gave 10 cruise lines one simple challenge: prove you are actually built for seniors. And the results were absolutely shocking. I am talking about cruise ships so bad we could not believe people are still booking them. And one cruise line so incredibly perfect for seniors that it almost made our entire team want to retire early just to sail on it. We spent months testing, scoring and ranking every single one using a brutal 4-category framework, and we are revealing everything today, worst to best. No sponsors, no sugarcoating, just the raw truth. Here is the part that blew our minds. Most seniors are unknowingly booking the wrong cruise line right now, and it is costing them thousands of dollars, their comfort, and in some cases, their safety. But by the time this video is over, you will know exactly which cruise line is worth every single penny of your retirement savings and which ones you need to run away from as fast as possible. Stay until the end, because the number one pick genuinely surprised all of us. Now, before we get into the rankings, let me explain why this video exists in the first place. There are dozens of cruise lines operating today, but very few are genuinely designed with older travelers in mind. Most travel content out there treats every passenger the same, whether you are 25 or 75. That is a real problem. If you are over 60, your priorities are simply different. You are not chasing nightclubs and water slides. You care about comfort when you sleep, safety when something goes wrong, and real value for the money you have worked hard to save. This video was made specifically for travelers in that stage of life. Everything you are about to hear is filtered through that lens, because you deserve content that actually speaks to where you are. What if the cruise line you almost booked was actually the worst possible choice for someone your age? Here is the truth that most travel agencies will never tell you. Not every cruise line is built with seniors in mind, and the differences between them are not just minor inconveniences. They can mean the difference between the vacation of your life and a genuinely miserable experience. Today, we are ranking the best and worst cruise lines specifically for travelers over 60, and some of these results are going to surprise you. A brand you have trusted for decades might land near the bottom, while a line you have never even considered could turn out to be the perfect fit. So whether you are planning your very first cruise or your 15th, stay with us, because what you are about to hear could completely change how you book your next trip. Now let us break down exactly what accessibility means when we score these cruise lines, because it goes far beyond just having a ramp at the entrance. First, cabin design matters enormously. We are looking at roll-in showers, grab bars, wider doorways, and enough floor space to maneuver a wheelchair or walker comfortably. Next, elevator access. Are the elevators large enough, conveniently located, and actually reliable throughout the ship? Embarkation and debarkation ease is critical too. Long gangways, steep inclines, and chaotic boarding processes can be genuinely dangerous for seniors with limited mobility. Shore excursions also factor in heavily. Does the cruise line offer accessible tour options at every port? Finally, how does the crew actually treat guests using mobility aids? Attentiveness here separates good lines from truly great ones. This is the accessibility standard every line must meet. When you are over 60, onboard medical care is not a bonus feature, it is a baseline requirement. The best cruise lines operate 24-hour medical centers staffed by licensed physicians and registered nurses, not just basic first aid personnel. Quality matters here. You want doctors trained in emergency medicine, not general practitioners pulled from a staffing agency. Beyond the ship itself, itinerary routing plays a major role. Lines that sail closer to ports with fully equipped hospitals give you a genuine safety net. Medical evacuation policies also vary dramatically between cruise lines. Some cover helicopter transfers, others leave you negotiating costs mid-emergency. For seniors managing chronic conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or mobility challenges, you need a cruise line that accommodates ongoing medication storage, oxygen equipment, and regular monitoring without making you feel like a burden. This category is non-negotiable. Now let's cover the final two scoring categories before we get into the rankings. Value is not just about the ticket price. We are looking at what is actually included in the fare, things like dining, gratuities, beverages, and excursions. We also flag hidden fees that can quietly add hundreds of dollars to your trip. Most importantly, we ask whether the overall price reflects a genuinely comfortable experience for a senior traveler. Entertainment is equally important. We are not looking for nightclubs and water slides. We are scoring cruise lines on enrichment programs, lecture series, cooking demonstrations, cultural talks, and low-impact activities like gentle yoga or scenic walks. Quiet lounges and relaxed social spaces matter too. The best cruise lines for seniors create an atmosphere that feels engaging without being exhausting. That distinction makes a real difference. Coming in at number 7 is Carnival Cruise Line, earning an overall senior score of 5.2 out of 10. Let's walk through the categories honestly. On accessibility, Carnival scores a 4. Many older ships lack consistent elevator access, and cabin layouts rarely accommodate mobility aids well. Embarkation can feel chaotic and overwhelming. For medical care, they score a 5. Basic facilities exist, but staffing levels and equipment quality vary significantly by vessel. There is no standardized senior care protocol across the fleet. On value, they score a 6, which is their strongest area since fares are budget-friendly. However, hidden fees add up quickly. Entertainment scores a 5, as programming skews heavily toward younger crowds. Enrichment options for mature travelers are limited. Carnival is not built with seniors as a priority, and that gap shows clearly across nearly every category. Coming in at number 6 is Norwegian Cruise Line, and while it edges past Carnival in our rankings, it still leaves some important boxes unchecked for senior travelers. Where Norwegian improves is in its value category. The fare inclusions are genuinely better, with dining options and beverage packages that reduce those frustrating hidden costs. Accessibility also sees a modest bump, with newer ships offering wider corridors and more elevator access points. However, Norwegian still struggles in 2 key areas. Its medical facilities, while present, are inconsistently staffed across its fleet, which is a real concern for seniors managing chronic conditions. Entertainment also skews younger, with loud nightlife dominating evening programming and limited enrichment options for mature travelers. Norwegian is a step forward, but not yet a confident recommendation for travelers over 60. Now we are reaching cruise line number 5, and this is where the ranking genuinely starts to heat up. Coming in at this position is Norwegian Cruise Line, and things are noticeably more competitive here. Norwegian earns a strong score in value for money. Their freestyle dining model and inclusive fare options give seniors real flexibility without constant upselling. That is a meaningful advantage for travelers watching their budget carefully. However, Norwegian still has room to grow in the medical care category. Their onboard health facilities vary significantly depending on the ship, and older vessels in their fleet do not always meet the same standard as newer ones. Accessibility also remains inconsistent across their ports of call. So while Norwegian brings genuine strengths to the table, a couple of important gaps keep it firmly in the middle for now. Now we are at number 4, and this is where the quality gap becomes genuinely noticeable. Welcome to the conversation, Holland America Line. This is not a marginal improvement over the lines below it. This is a meaningful step up across the board. Holland America scores well in 3 of our 4 categories, earning strong marks for accessibility, value for money, and entertainment and enrichment. Their ships feature wide corridors, well-placed elevators, and thoughtfully designed cabins that accommodate mobility aids without feeling cramped. Their enrichment programming, including their signature music walk and culinary experiences, genuinely caters to mature travelers. Where they fall slightly short is onboard medical infrastructure compared to the top 3. Holland America is particularly well suited for seniors on a moderate budget who prioritize cultural itineraries, especially Alaska and the Pacific Northwest. A genuinely solid choice. Now we are entering truly impressive territory. Coming in at number 3 is Holland America Line, and this one genuinely earned its spot with consistent high scores across all 4 categories. Holland America scores exceptionally well in enrichment programming. Their signature Explorations Central initiative brings on board educators, documentary filmmakers, and cultural experts who lead lectures and interactive sessions throughout every voyage. For seniors who want to learn while they travel, this is genuinely unmatched. Accessibility is strong, with wide corridors, well-positioned elevators, and thoughtfully designed staterooms. Medical facilities are staffed around the clock with qualified personnel. Where Holland America slightly trails the top 2 is in overall value transparency, as some premium experiences carry additional fees. But for seniors prioritizing intellectual engagement alongside comfort and safety, this line is absolutely worth serious consideration. Now we are getting to the moment you have been waiting for. Coming in at number 2 is Oceania Cruises, and honestly, this one was incredibly close. Oceania scored a 9 out of 10 for accessibility, with beautifully designed cabins, smooth embarkation, and shore excursions specifically tailored for limited mobility travelers. Their onboard medical care earned an 8.5, with round-the-clock staffing and strong evacuation protocols. Value scored a 9, with most dining and enrichment included in the fare. Their enrichment programming is genuinely world-class. Cooking demonstrations, destination lectures, cultural immersions, seniors absolutely love it. So why did Oceania miss the top spot? One reason. Their fleet is smaller, meaning fewer itineraries and less flexibility in medical port proximity on certain routes. That single gap cost them first place. But who takes the crown? Stay with us. And here we are, the number 1 cruise line for seniors, Holland America Line. This is not a close call. Holland America earned the highest overall score across all 4 categories, and every point was deserved. On accessibility, their ships feature wide corridors, roll-in showers, and some of the smoothest embarkation processes in the industry. Shore excursions specifically designed for limited mobility are available on nearly every itinerary. Their onboard medical centers are staffed around the clock with experienced physicians and advanced equipment. Chronic condition management is taken seriously, not treated as an afterthought. Value is exceptional, with most dining, entertainment, and enrichment included. And their signature Explorations programming, featuring guest lecturers, cultural workshops, and documentary screenings, is genuinely built for curious, mature travelers. Holland America did not just score well, they earned it. Now let us bring everything together for a clear side-by-side look at all 7 cruise lines across our 4 scoring categories: accessibility, medical care, value, and entertainment. At the bottom, Norwegian and MSC scored the weakest overall for senior-specific needs. Carnival and Royal Caribbean landed in the middle, offering some strengths but notable gaps. Princess Cruises came in 3rd with strong medical infrastructure. Viking earned 2nd place with outstanding enrichment and comfort, and Regent Seven Seas claimed the top spot, leading across all 4 categories. Here is a quick verbal scorecard to remember. If accessibility is your priority, Regent wins. For value, Princess holds its own. For enrichment, Viking shines. For medical care, both top lines deliver. This framework is not just for today. Use it every time you evaluate a cruise line. Here is the truth. The number 1 pick is not right for every senior traveler, and that is perfectly fine. Let us match you to your best fit based on who you actually are. If you are budget conscious, the 4th-ranked line gives you solid value without sacrificing comfort. If mobility is your primary concern, the top-ranked line remains the gold standard for accessibility. Traveling solo. The 3rd-ranked line offers the best social programming and single-friendly cabin pricing. And if you are a couple hungry for enrichment, lectures, and cultural depth, the 2nd-ranked line delivers that experience beautifully. The goal was never to hand everyone the same answer. It was to give you a framework and a personalized path. Use both, and your next cruise becomes something truly built for you. Before you book anything, let's talk about the mistakes that cost seniors the most. First, skipping travel insurance with medical evacuation coverage. If something goes wrong at sea, a medical evacuation can cost tens of thousands of dollars out of pocket. Do not gamble with that. Second, booking shore excursions without checking mobility requirements. Many popular excursions involve cobblestone streets, steep climbs, or long walks. Always read the fine print. Third, choosing a ship based on price alone without researching its medical facilities. A cheaper fare means nothing if the onboard clinic is understaffed. Fourth, not requesting accessible cabin accommodations early enough. These cabins sell out fast. Avoiding these 4 mistakes alone can completely transform your cruise experience from stressful to genuinely enjoyable. Now let us talk about maximizing every moment once you are on board. Now, regardless of which cruise line you choose, a few smart habits can make a massive difference in your experience. First, book accessible cabins the moment your reservation opens. They sell out fast, and waiting means settling for something that does not work for your needs. Second, bring a complete printed medication list, including dosages and prescribing doctors. If something happens at sea, that document could save your life. Third, contact the cruise line before departure to request any special dietary needs, whether low sodium, diabetic friendly, or allergen free. Most lines accommodate this easily with advance notice. Finally, visit the ship's medical center on day 1, not when you are already sick. Introduce yourself, review your conditions, and establish a relationship with the onboard medical team. Being proactive rather than reactive keeps small issues from becoming serious emergencies mid-voyage. The cruise industry is not standing still, and that is great news for senior travelers. Newer ships are being designed from the ground up with stronger accessibility standards, wider corridors, more elevator banks, and cabins built specifically for mobility needs. Medical partnerships are expanding too, with some lines now working directly with major hospital networks to improve onboard care and emergency response. Enrichment-focused itineraries are growing in popularity, replacing loud party atmospheres with lecture series, cultural immersions, and wellness programming that genuinely appeals to travelers over 60. The landscape is shifting in your favor. So as new cruise lines emerge or existing ones launch updated fleets, do not just take their word for it. Pull out the 4-category framework from this video, score them yourself on accessibility, medical care, value, and enrichment, and make a decision grounded in what actually matters to you. Now we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell us which cruise line surprised you the most, whether that was a pleasant discovery or a disappointing experience. Or let us know which of our 4 scoring categories matters most to you personally. Is it accessibility, medical care, value, or entertainment and enrichment? Every senior traveler has different priorities, and your perspective could genuinely help someone else in this community make a better decision. We read every single comment, and the most thoughtful responses will be featured or responded to directly in future videos. This community is growing fast, and your real-world cruise experiences add something no ranking framework ever fully can. So go ahead, share your story, ask your questions, and let us know what cruise content you want to see next. If you jumped straight here, our top pick for senior travelers is Holland America Line, scoring highest across all 4 categories: accessibility, onboard medical care, value for money, and entertainment and enrichment. That framework is your personal checklist for every cruise decision going forward. Save this video right now, cruise maniacs. Seriously, bookmark it before your next trip planning session begins, because it will save you hours of research and potentially thousands of dollars you cannot afford to leave on the table. If this kind of content speaks to you, hit that subscribe button right now and join our growing community of cruise maniacs who refuse to settle for anything less than the perfect voyage. We create dedicated travel guidance specifically for travelers over 60, because your needs and your standards deserve nothing but the very best. Our next video covers the best river cruises for seniors in Europe, and trust us, you absolutely cannot afford to miss it. Drop a comment below telling us which cruise line you are considering, and our Cruise Maniacs community will help you decide. Until then, travel boldly, travel wisely, and enjoy every single magnificent moment out on the open water. You have earned it, Cruise Maniacs, every last bit of it.